Hello, everyone. I am Taylor from Apochromatic Unlimited, and thank you so much for watching episode 1 of our 3-part Cyberpunk Red miniseries. It stars myself as the Game Master, as well as Paul, Mark J, and JoJo. You can find links on where to find them down in the description below, as well as all of Apochromatic Unlimited's links. Quick reminder, if you are watching this on YouTube, that if you become a patron, you can get early access to these VODs, as well as our future APs, future podcasts, and our quarterly zine, which is filled with amazing articles and art from BIPOC creators within the TTRPG space. The link to our Patreon is also down below. Now, let's get into it. Episode 1, the co-op board meeting.
Hey everyone, we are Apochromatic Unlimited. We're an all-POC zine, here to uplift the voices of people of color in the TTRPG community with articles, art, interviews, and games. My name is Mark J. My name is Mark J. Hi. Pronouns are he, they. And I'm so excited to be here together for our very first game with these amazing people and share this game of Cyberpunk Red with our keeper, the one, the only, the living legend in the making, Taylor. There's going to be more games with more amazing members of Apochromatic Unlimited, but for now, we're going to start with our introductions. Let's go with Paul, because Paul's at the top of my screen.
Sounds
Paul,
good. I'm at the top of a lot of people's screens, at the top of a lot of people's hearts. Hi, I'm Paul. I'm back, and I'm unapologetically black. You can find me all over the place, but right now we're doing great here, and we're going to get things kicked off at Apochromatic, and it's going to be a great time. Some of you may have seen me at PAX. You'll also find us all over the place, you know, getting our name out there, getting our product out there, getting what you want to hear about out there. But I have way more years than I look like experience in the TTRPG space, 25, 26. Yeah, I'm 40. Yeah, this face is 40. Love it, live it, you know. Use skincare product. That's my bit of advice for you. You know, hydrate and skincare. It'll get you there. But yeah, no. And that's what I got to say. Of course, we're probably going to talk about a lot of stuff at the end of the thing. So I'm going to pass the mic to JoJo and keep it going.
Hello, friends. I'm JoJo. It's DM JoJo on Twitter. I am new to the tabletop RPG space, but I have made great friends, and I'm very excited for what we're going to do with Apochromatic Unlimited. And I'm just really itching to play, so I think I'll just pass it over to Taylor.
Oh boy. All right. And hello, I am Taylor, or at _potato_ wherever I choose to be on the internet at any given point in time. It's a real roller coaster out there these days. I don't have a lot really going on currently on this release, except for this. This is what matters right now. So I think we're just going to get into it. We're going to get into this little mini campaign of Cyberpunk Red. We're probably going to go, three or four sessions. This one's kind of the prelude. This one might be a little shorter, but we're really going to get to know like who's who and set up the complications for this adventure. Let's see. Who should we start with? We're gonna start with Mark. We're Mark J. We're gonna start with your character. Let's see. I guess first, as we come into this scene, what does your character look like? What's kind of their look? What's kind of their vibe?
My character is about 6 foot tall, kind of a good sized black guy. Probably in his late 30s, real kind of real thin. Maybe a PTSD survivor. He always looks like there is someone 1,000 feet away and right over his shoulder. Scars on his face on one side from combat injuries he's experienced here, and just kind of dressed very plainly, like he just does not give a damn about his looks at all. But smart as a whip. Yeah, I think that would be the only kind of visible thing you could see. Probably in one of his eyes, in his left eye, you can definitely see there's cybernetics in there. That's definitely a fake silver-looking eye.
Okay. And then we're going to open in. So this whole adventure is going to be set in Night City, for the first Cyberpunk campaign here on our channel, but then also for a couple of our players, like let's start in the home of it all, which, Night City is this just
bigger than life world. I mean, if you look at JoJo's background, that is the art from the data screen. So it can give you an idea of the amount of lights and business and energy going on at any point in time. But your character has a little bit of a background. I mean, rough, tumble, kind of solo past, but is a bit more of a healer now, medtech. What is your kind of clinic or your room, or where do you do your work? Where do people come find you?
I do my work in the shared open space in the building that we all have. It's a pretty big space. There's a lot of crates, a lot of boxes full of medical equipment. Everything's in a perfect line. Everything's in perfect order. I've got a great detailed inventory. The place looks good. There's a pretty plain looking desk in the very front of it where one of my assistants will triage people and send them back to me. I'm the doc. I'm waiting in the back. And I'm usually not happy to see you because what the hell's wrong with you this time? What kind of crazy STD did you catch this time?
Yeah. It can be quite wild, some of the things you see, because you all are residents, and this shared kind of area is in Camden Court, which, for anyone who kind of knows some cyberpunk lore, is like the apartment complex for solos. It is high-tech security, physical and technology-wise, net-wise. And everyone that lives here is a solo of some sort. So it is one of the places that, one, no one probably fucks with. Let's be honest. Everybody there is a trained killer, and the building itself is also trained to kill. So it's a little sketchy. But then also, man, the stories and the wild things that the people that live there get up to in their day to day. And one of those individuals will kind of like flash out to the front of Camden Court as we see, we'll say it's a woman comes like riding up on a bike, and she's one of the residents here. Very, very tall, has like this like big curly, like thick black hair that is like matted with blood. Like it's kind of sticking in some spots, as you can see, like some different like scars and old scars, but then also new injuries. And on the bike outside, like pulls up and kind of like leans over onto we'll say the left leg, where the right side is a little hurt, and kind of leans over onto the left leg and just starts blaring on the horn in front. And you hear this, Rex, from sitting inside your kind of area. And it seems like, some of the kind of security lights and stuff come on in the front, but you can just hear like muffled yelling and this horn blaring.
Oh my God, what the hell is it this time? What do we got going on here? There's always something in this place. Gonna run out, gonna see what's going on. Got my aid bag, and so, hello? What are you making all this noise for? What's going on? Oh.
Yeah, you look out and you see fantasy name generator, cyberpunk name generator. Hey. You see Kira. That's a fun name. Oh, wow, that's funny. There's a lot of Screw on this name, like last name Screw, and that's one of my NPCs that I use a lot. It's not that way. It's Kira, who, we'll say lives on like the 5th floor. You like know of her. She's not the most social. It seems like she is in the thick of like that solo life, like is running a lot of things, is probably hiding from a lot of people. But she sees you. Everyone kind of knows of who you are because you're like the real quick fix in the building, essentially. And she just kind of like looks over at you. You can see that her cyber eye that is also on this right side looks to be a little cracked. It's kind of like looking in a different direction as then like her normal eye is looking right at you. She's like, Rex, get me off this fucking bike. Someone smash my goddamn side. And you can see now like her like whole side is just like wrecked. You can see like bullet holes. You see like the leg looks to be like smashed in up against the bike. as she's leaning on the other side, just like unable to get off, essentially.
Here, what day is it? Monday? Come on. It's too soon in the week for this kind of shit. You're always
Rex, I swear to God, you need to come get me off this bike right now, because if I make it, I don't think I'm going to make it to a hospital, if we're going to be honest, but I will not make it because they are very close behind me. Hurry, or I'm going to drive this through the window.
I got you. When have I never not taken care of you? Come on.
You make me worry. She just kind of like lets the bike fall as you kind of like help her. I mean, she's like all weight on you. And I mean, she's like a pretty tall, like stout, like a lot of metal in her too. Unfortunately, not much in the side that just got wrecked. So, you know, she's pretty hefty, but you're able, with like kind of helping her hobble along on one leg, kind of get up into the building. And as you kind of make it to the window, you hear bullet shots as you see this like car, just this like souped up fancy ass vehicle with like blood splatter on the front of it, where there's like a kind of a, not cattle guard, but essentially that. What's it called? Cattle
catcher.
Okay, so that's essentially what it's called. I was like, oh, is my Texan coming out? I don't know what else that's called. It's just like covered in blood as this car is like shooting up, and you can see like all over the car itself, like on the hood, on the door, very clearly marked with iron sights, which is one of the gangs that just kind of run around. And y'all are up in kind of the north part of Night City, you know, like right on the water. Like you are in not the combat zone. Like this is y'all got up here to avoid this. And here it is running at the door. And you hear like shit, as then the door kind of shuts behind y'all, and you can see the bullets just pinging off this glass that is very bulletproof on the front door. See, I fucking told you. I had to get out of here real quick.
Yeah, you had to get out of here, but why you gotta bring your trouble right here? I mean, come on. We got families here. I'm retired. I'm too old for this shit. And you're bringing this trouble around here?
Yeah, I am. And as she says that, you could hear the auto turrets on the front of the building just like letting loose into whatever area this car is going in. She's like, do you think I don't have trauma team? I let it lapse. That was my bad. So ain't nobody gonna protect me except this building. And thankfully, you. Have I told you how much I appreciate you today?
You know I always got your back, but look, the co-op boy's gonna kill us for these bullets. You know how expensive those bullets are? Of course you don't, because you never come to the meetings.
No, look.
Listen, that's neither here nor there. Let me get you fixed up.
All right, thank you. And kind of like take her and sits down, and she'll kind of give you the whole rundown of like, she was just doing a job, wasn't even involved with the iron sights, and like she was on her bike heading there, and this car like comes out of nowhere, slams into the side of her, and they like start chasing her, all this and going on.
It's a day for Kira. I know Kira. Kira's like, this is just normal shit for Kira.
Yeah, she's like, you know, like it makes sense, but I don't think I've actually pissed off iron sights before. Like I've pissed off a lot of people. Like if that was the bozos, man, I have cut their numbers down. But that was weird. Anyway, it's just like very much just like talking about it like how someone talks about like, oh man, like I went to the store the other day, but they didn't have my milk. You know, it sounds like just a normal nothing. Yeah. When she's like, someone tried to murder me today. And I don't know why.
This is how she copes with like the pain of like what she's experiencing physically. Definitely aware of this. Just have a conversation with her, because
exactly. And I feel like half the time too, you're like sitting here trying to do stitches, and she's like hobbled over to the sink and is trying to wash the blood like out of her hair in the middle of you doing things. Like it is not by any means a normal situation. But let's real quick, just for funsies, roll our first roll as you are working on Kira here. Let's do a surgery. That should be within your rank ability there.
Looking right at it. I have so much surgery. Bloop.
Oh, I should probably actually have the thing up, huh?
That's a 26.
Beautiful. Yeah,
I think that's good.
it is very good. As
Seems a little good.
seems a little good.
I might know what I'm doing.
She's kind of like going through all of this, like the gunshots still kind of happening a little bit outside. They eventually kind of fade off as, Kira's now, she's washed the like blood out of her hair and has her hair kind of pulled up. Like she took one of your like shop towels, for lack of better words, maybe like a big old piece of gauze, and just like wrapped her hair up as she's now like texting, calling people, being like, what the fuck? Like, why are they after me? Just kind of doing the normal thing. And I mean, in this time, you kind of checked her head, needed some stitches, kind of got that cleared up. The scratches and stuff on her face were just kind of scratches and stuff on her face. So that was fine. The leg itself is going to need a lot more work. Like, it's one of those things where you've got stitches, you got the blood stopped in other parts, hip and leg shattered. Like, she got hit at nearly full speed by a car. It is absolutely amazing. She was able to like keep herself up on a bike and make it back, but you're able to get everything else kind of put together. And if, you wanted, which it seems like she's kind of like, look, if we're going to be honest, I've been kind of looking into some cybernetics. So like the leg, no, I'm not going to ask you. I'll call somebody to like take me. I know you're a busy guy. I don't want to now bother you for a ride. But I can get some cybernetics unless, you're just really dying to give me a hip replacement and a new leg.
No, look, I'm great at fixing the meat. Machines I'm okay with, but what you need is a little bit beyond what I can handle right here. I just don't have the tech, don't have the equipment for it.
All right, cool. Yeah. All right,
but
I've got, like I said, I've had my eye on some things, but I'm about a good deal.
Yeah. Do you know the president of the co-op board?
Yeah.
The one who's gonna probably yell at, you're probably gonna get a letter from them about the bullets that fired off because of you.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be pretty deep on a shit list, huh?
Yeah, I'd say. But look, the great Ripper Doc.
All right, maybe that's how I smooth it over. Be like, hey, sorry about bringing gang warfare to our front door, but I'll pay you for cybernetics and also probably the bullets, huh? I probably have to reimburse that, huh?
I think you should. It's the least you can do.
Yeah. All right. Well, sounds good. And she'll just kind of like get up, grab like a crutch, and then doesn't even ask you. Just kind of like opens up a box, because this is just like a normal thing for her, and grabs like an antibiotic, and then also something probably not smart for someone to take. She's like, I'm gonna go take a nap, sleep this off, and I'll probably get this fixed this evening.
Make sure you're drinking water. Make sure you're hydrated.
You expect me to buy water and bullets and cybernetics in one day? Like, look, I'm good. I ain't that fucking good.
You got jobs. You got work.
Yeah, I think I got some water left.
Get the hell out of here.
All right. Fuck you. Thanks.
Fuck you
stumbles
too.
Off. And makes her way back through. Like I said, the gunfire has stopped now. You see that there are people that work in this building or with this building that may not necessarily be like the solos living here, that are already like actively cleaning up like broken glass, and like someone's kind of like pulled Kira's bike into a garage, and it's just kind of cleaning it up. We want this to be a nice, wonderful, happy living experience for our wonderful solos here. But you can kind of spend some time getting your area cleaned up. And I think that is when we will switch over to JoJo's character. We'll do kind of the same order. What does your character kind of look like? And what are they wearing? What's their vibe? What does someone see when they look at them?
Sure. Pasquale is just dressed in jeans. They're a little dirty, a little dusty. They've got kind of like leather boots that are tucked underneath them and a sleeveless red tank, and above that like fringe leathers that are cut off at the sleeves. He has like short kind of black hair that is curly, and appears to be in his early 30s. He carries on him, and you never see him without a pair of hand mirrored shades with gold legs on them. And always one of those I wear my sunglasses at night types, unless has to particularly be looking or reading at something, but most of the time will be on. That's how he looks. He's got a that's how he looks.
Okay. Yeah. And we cut to you. Sure. You are standing outside of your vehicle. Being a nomad, would you like to describe your vehicle? Because that's almost just as important as what you look like, especially for this character.
Of course. So I'm standing outside of my vehicle. It's a Thornton Colby, affectionately known as a little mule. It's kind of souped up. It's a little bit thicker on the doors and on the chassis, with some sweet pipes at the back of the vehicle for a little bit extra of what I like to call donkey kick. And it really there's a lot of personality. It's emblazoned with like spray on the door, as if it was like riding off into the sunset, with lots of excessive orange trim on black matte. The tires are thick boy tires. They're chunky, beefy tires. And it's funny because all of the equipment on the car itself is actually like a subcompact, but with all the crap on it, it's a chunky boy on the streets. And this here's my pride and joy.
Love it. So you are standing outside of what did you say you affectionately called it?
It's the little mule.
The little mule. I need to write that down so I can remember the car's name as well. You are standing outside. You've pulled up onto the docks as you were sitting here to pick up a package, take it to, you don't know who, just a location, the usual kind of thing, just a quick little drop off. And it's, like I said, we're getting like a little past midday, maybe, where it's like 1-2 o'clock. The red is like just starting to kind of settle into the sky, as we are in the time of the red after all, and these sunsets get like real bloody in the sky and maybe on the streets. But you're kind of sitting there looking out, letting the kind of sea breeze hit you, maybe thinking about to a different day, a different time, a different part of your life. As then you just hear from over your corner, you that Pasquale guy?
Depends who's asking, as I turn around and look around over.
You see this like big, burly, like just covered in dirt and grease, and has the work jumpsuit like guy that's just also covered in like dirt and grease. Like very clearly he's got some logo that is one of the like the shipping companies in this area. He looks very uncomfortable talking to you. Like this is he probably normally does not do the like talking to people thing. He's like, well, I'm supposed to find this Pasquale guy to like hand off this thing. And he just kind of like points behind him, and there's, it's not a very big box, but it's kind of sitting on the table. It's probably, like 2 feet by 3 feet or something, kind of like, it looks like it's a hard metal like case inside, or like, a very tough case that then just kind of has the wood box kind of around it for safety and shipping. But if that ain't you, then sorry about it.
Look no further. I am he. Is that my package that I'm supposed to be delivering?
I guess so, yeah.
It's your first time coming around these parts. You don't do this. I don't think I know your face before.
No, usually I'm more working on the actual parts and stuff of the ship, but the usual guy that does this had an unfortunate accident in which someone shot him in the face. So.
Oh yeah, that happens from time to time. Real shame that is.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of an asshole, so he was kind of asking for it. Honestly, I'm surprised it took this long, but that's neither here nor there. You need help? Here, I'll help. And like, it's like I said, it's a pretty decent sized box, and it looks like it's a good heavy metal casing. He just picks it up and like walks over. Like, this guy works on machines all the time. Like, he can lift some shit and just kind of just in the back. Or
actually, if you know what, I'm gonna pop the trunk here and we can bungee cord this into the trunk and it'll be all right. I've got enough bungee cords. Why don't you we'll pop it open, set it down there, and hang on to it. And I'll start to like pull bungee cords out from the trunk, and collectively we will secure this box into the back of this giga buggy.
I love it. Yeah, he just kind of helps get it all situated in there. And he's like, "All right, well, I'm gonna go."
Okay, well, take care of yourself now. Be safe. These are trying times, but they're also fruitful times. And he kind of like readjusts his shades to perfectly catch the glint of the solar red flare in the sky. He's living his life.
This guy's unfazed. He's like, "What? All right." And just turns around and like walks off as you're able to kind of get in your car, and you start to drive off. Just for funsies, definitely no reason for this. Could you roll a perception check for me?
I sure can. That's probably an awareness skill.
Yes.
So welcome. Sorry. So I roll a d10 plus my bonus. Is that correct?
Correct.
Alrighty. I guess I would hit that button, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think that's that. I think that's 13 if I interpret that correctly.
Yep. Yeah, that should be good. Maybe.
Did I mess it up?
Oh, you did concentration. That's why. I was like, I see you have a higher add to your perception. So yeah. There we go. 2020. There we go. So you are driving around, and I mean, you're comfortable in your car. You are in your element when you're in your car, and like the world is just your playground. But also, you're kind of new to Night City in the grand scheme of things, and you've learned that shit ain't what it always seems in Night City or in the city in general. So you kind of keep a good vigilant eye. You know, you can't relax like you're driving out on the open road. You got to kind of keep an eye on what's going on, because one, people just don't know how to drive. You know, running stop signs, like not using blinkers, having gunfights between cars. Like, there's a lot of problems when you're trying to drive in the streets sometime. And you do notice something that's a little odd, as you know, this is kind of midday on the docks. Honestly, not a ton is going on. A lot of things have already left. You know, they get packed up early in the morning and leave, or they get here in the evening and unload. Kind of the midday is a little bit of a lull. And you see a vehicle as you're driving kind of out of the entrance of this docking area through the warehouse that clicks on. You can kind of see like the lights turn on as they're in the shade of this warehouse building. And it looks like a pretty beefy car. Not like beefy to the point of yours, but like it's like a Range Rover. You know, it's a little size up, and it looks like it could take a hit. And you see that click on as you're going, and you kind of keep an eye, and as you turn, you see it turn. And it's very not obvious, but obvious to you that it is trailing as you're going through the kind of streets.
I say to my car, listen here, little mule. It looks like we've got ourselves a new dance partner. As I go and now buckle my seatbelt.
I like it. You kind of continue going through, and we'll say, you were set to drop this package off, we'll say in like Japantown. So we'll say you were kind of on the west, I know my directions, side of Night City. Within, you just got to kind of go down and around, but that whole drive is through the combat zone. South Night City, the old combat zone, into Japantown. And that part of town is very much like there could still be like burnout cars on the street from some sort of fight that have probably just been there for a few weeks. Like, who's going to do it? The person who owned it probably died in that fight. Like, someone's come through and like scrapped the good bits out of the engine already. You can't drive it away. It's just there. It is like people live there and families and stuff live there, but you don't see them. It is very much like you lock your doors, probably have boarded windows, because this is where all the gangs are constantly fighting for that ownership. It is where anyone that needs some dirty deeds comes to do, because there's not a lot of involvement when it comes to corporations or police force, So you can be driving and have to like gun it through like gunfire over the street and those sort of things. But I think it gives you a little bit of a confidence that you can just start to book it and try and get through without having to worry about, one, just the busyness of other people driving as much, but then also, who's going to give you a ticket? Also, who's giving tickets in Night City in 2045?
Who's gonna catch me anyway?
Yeah. But as you go off, you keep noticing, and it's picking up speed with you. And it's this kind of like back and forth as now it's getting closer and closer and closer to you the closer you get to Japantown. Like it seems like something's about to go down, as then you do catch like a glint. You come in between some buildings and some light hits down and you see a glint in your rearview mirror, and you look back as you see a turret lifting out of the top of this car. What would you like to do in this moment? Do you want to like gun it and evasive movers and get out of the way? Do you want to return fire? Kind of what is the feeling here?
I think what I would do at this point is I would probably try I'm going to test him out and try to do some evasive maneuvers before I start showing the tricks I have up my sleeve. So I'm going to give him a little test here and try to lose him.
Okay. So if you will please roll your drive land vehicle roll, which is the bread and butter for a nomad here. Oh no, but still, it was unfortunately a 1. So you're going to have to, it rolled again to minus, but that's still going to bring you to a 20, because even with a 1, you rolled a 22 because nomads. Yeah. So even with a freaking 20, what describe to me what Pasquale does as this kind of evasive mover happens.
I think what I would like to do as I'm driving is I want to do like an upside down kind of J-turn so I can slide into the oncoming traffic lane and very quickly kind of try to pivot and pass them on the oncoming lane.
Ooh, okay. So you do that, and 1 sec, I want to make sure I wrote down the right stats, because that seems not like what it should be. Boop, boop. Okay, so you do this, turn around, and kind of start to pass, and it looks like you can kind of catch, it's very tinted windows, but you can catch like a bit of a face, just barely. You do see some glowing eyes of some sort of cybernetics happening, and a little bit of a like double take. So it seems like you've got him a little bit off surprise as you see this turret has started to shoot, and it is just like trailing behind you, not quite ready for what you were doing. You do see, as you kind of evasive maneuver, start going that direction, that they do not as quickly are able to kind of turn around and start pursuing you. Realizing the jig is up, you saw them, let's fucking go. For just mechanical purposes, you're essentially like a move ahead of them as they're now having to catch up essentially and come back. So with this bit of a lead, what would you like to do?
I would like to, I guess, use my, I guess it's like a move action, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But then I would also like, while I've got the advantage, to flip a button that says donkey kick, and activate my NOS to just punch it down the street and try to maybe lose them while I've got them tripped up.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, they are struggling to get turned around in this big old vehicle. As you've already got a bit of a lead, you kick that and you can just hear the roar of your car as it is like getting kicked into high gear, and you fly down the road. And so we'll say there's like a little bit of a curve, and you have the option to like stay here in the kind of the streets and such, or kind of take that ramp and get like on a highway to like really. So do you want to like try and make some distance, or do you want to still hide within the buildings?
No, I'm going for speed and distance. Okay. So I'm going to pop onto the freeway.
All right. So you pop onto the freeway and start absolutely running down the road here. Let's see if they even notice. I am not destined to roll anything but a 2 today. Everything seems quiet. I mean, not quiet. Your car is screaming, but you do not see anyone pursuing. You do not see gunfire as you're able to just book it. You know, you got to make a little bit of a loop. But you are able to, you know, take the exit, do the little loop around, and get down kind of towards Japantown. It seems like with no one on your tail, as they were not expecting that quick of a extract there. Like that was.
They never expect the donkey kick. My little mule here gets me to safety every time.
But you are able to pull into your location, which looks to be like an old bodega that is very clearly like closed up. There's, you know, some old advertisements and stuff still on the windows. But you do see that most of them have like some sort of like cardboard or plywood kind of covering up some broken. There's just some general tagging and things. You do notice that the door is slightly kind of cracked open, and you do see a light further into the building, what looks to be like maybe a back office, and not like a bright light turned on, but almost like a computer screen, you know, like that kind of dull glow.
Cool. I will, I guess I'll kind of tap at the door and just call out, say, hello, package delivery.
It's silent. You see into this bodega, there's still, you know, some boxes of some things that like no one really needs or wants frequently, you know. I literally can't think. Some little thing, you know, that licorice candy, like who. Not very many people eat that, right. So there's usually a lot left over. You know, weird little things, but it looks like most of it's either been moved out or like taken at different points in time. But other than that, it seems empty. It's quiet. It's very still. You know, it has that just like no one's been here still feeling, that humidity from the bay kind of like trapped in here.
Right. I suppose I would reach into my leather jacket and then like a holster, I would pull out like a baton that like Cyberpunk expands and it's my Wacom stick. Uh, and I would expand my Wacom stick and push the door open ajar and take a peek inside.
Okay. You kind of push the door open, kind of start to walk through, ready to whack anything that jumps out at you. And I mean, you can even see that it seems like the ground has this layer of grime that like your footprints are the first ones. Like it looks very untouched in a very long time. As then you kind of get back to this back room and kind of push the door open and look through a little bit. And you see this looks to be maybe an old office. And for the most part, it's pretty empty. There's maybe a filing cabinet that's like been used as a desk for a computer because who needs filing cabinets anymore? But someone probably found one and scrapped it and made a desk out of it kind of thing. And you see that there is just a singular computer, like normal flat screen looking computer sitting there that has this glow, which is very weird because it's like there's nothing else has electricity. Like there's very clearly no lights, there's very clearly no air, very clearly no one's been here, but this is powered on. And you just see that it's kind of this blue screen with a little bit of a lighter blue kind of like X as the background and like some of the little cyber glitchy fun things. And it just says, leave the package here. With like an arrow at the floor in front of it.
All right. I suppose with that, I see that. All right. Well, I suppose the fixer will get me paid, and that's all there is to it. And I'll head over to the car. My shotgun Bessie is in my car. But I leave Bessie in the car and unbungee cord my package delivery to drop it off in the room.
Okay. All right. You easily you do that. You set it down and the screen kind of glitches for a second and then it just has like a little like emoji kind of smiley face that says thank you. And then as you walk, you can like the door slams shut behind you of the office and you can hear like a bit of like movement, I guess. And you're like
sound. I hear sound.
Weird. Yeah. You hear sound. Like it sounds like mechanical movement, not like someone scurrying around and like opening a package real quick. It sounds like something weird. Okay. You're like, weird. But other than that, nothing seemed to change in the room that you're in, and you're able to walk out and get back into your vehicle. And that is where we'll switch over to our final player for today. Oh.
Hey.
First, I'm going to set the scene a little bit. We are getting to this 2-3 o'clock time. We'll say it's a little, we're going in order here of time as well. And you are walking through, we'll say like an alleyway. Everything's starting to get a little red. The clouds have started to come in, and so now it's kind of starting to drizzle a bit. This is like the 3 weeks worth of like rainy time in the middle of nowhere, California. Well, I mean, it's in the middle of nowhere, but this is the place to be, But it's starting to rain, and it is like that just gross blood rain, as just that like red dirt and atmospheric stuff is just in this water. As it's coming down, it's getting a little dark, a little cloudy as you're walking through the alley with NCPD kind of opening up in front of you. What does your character look like?
Well, as I step out of the alley and the optical implants cycle to, infrared vision so the rain stops bothering me, this 7.5 foot tall bulk of machine kind of steps out from the alleyway. It is very clear Sights is way more metal than man at this point in time. This is somebody who is very large, very arguably not out of place in Night City, but even people in Night City are like, that's not friendly. That looks like a Borg. That looks very disconcerting. And it is. It is somebody who's hopped up on quite a bit of Borgware. All of his limbs are chromed. All of his face is replaced with optical not his whole face, but a lot of his face is replaced with optical sensors. His chest has got that muscle, that signature that tells you that it's not, it's got synthetic muscle enhancements on it. If you the whole, if you prick us, if we bleed, will we not bleed sentiment is not true. Like, you go to prick him and you're like, oh, that's a layer of subdermal armor, or just a walking weapon. And in theory, he moves toward the NCPD office with purpose.
You kind of you walk out of the alleyway, cross the street into kind of the square that is in front of Night City Police Department, which I'm sure there's images of what it actually looks like, and you can go see it 27. But in my mind, it will never change. It is like Gotham City, like Gotham Police Department. For some reason, it is just that very large, out of place Gothic architecture, and it just adds to the grimy. As you walk out and you cross this plaza, you hear people gasp. You see a few people kind of duck behind data terminals, because as we know, those are great cover in this game. And there's very much a path that is clearing for you. And this very busy, everyone's got their umbrellas and stuff, but that's not stopping the hustle and bustle. This is a capitalistic society. People got to get places, make money, do things. And so there is clearly this path as you were walking with a purpose towards Night City Police Department. And everybody is like, oh, fuck, we got to get out of here. Shit is about to go down. And you see that there is a guard that is standing at the front doors of the police department. That eyes just grow to saucers as you're walking towards them. And they're hand on gun, very clearly paging someone. They don't have walkie-talkies, it's cybernetics, but very clearly is hey, something's happening. As you get up to them, and they're can you wait here, please? Looking straight up.
Sure, not a problem.
Thank you. Hurry. And you see this guy come walking out of the front doors. I feel like we named him Jerry. That just still seems very fitting. As you see Jerry, who is just this little 5'2", rotund, very non-threatening, works the front desk kind of guy, walks straight up to you. And this little very clearly rookie guard is panicking, and he's oh, hey Sykes, how you doing?
Doing all right, Jerry. How's it going?
Oh, hey, it's a Monday, it's.
I know the feeling. Feeling. Good to come in?
Yeah. Anyway, come on in. Sorry, it's a new guy. I kind of forgot to brief.
Ducks under the doorway.
I'm okay. I don't need to call Max Tack. And Jerry's no, what the fuck? It's fine. And they're as you duck through into the police station, and Jerry just kind of trots over, walking very quickly to keep up with your pace. It's just anyway.
With the stride, that giant stride you have when you're that big.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And he kind of goes over and then scans his little thing, goes through the security, walks back around to his desk as you're kind of standing there waiting. He's anyway, and he leans under and
how are the cats doing? I'll ask Jerry how his cats are doing. How are the cats doing, Jerry?
It was real hairy there for a bit, but there's this new program with an REO meat wagon, of all things, that can do cybernetics on animals. So even though her poor hips went out, Fluffy's doing great now.
That's good to hear.
Right? Yeah, it cost an arm and a dang leg. About as much as a human one. But whatever.
I feel you there. I definitely understand that.
I should have just came to you. Have you ever done animals? That seems very specific.
That does. I've not fabricated animal parts, but I can look it up, take a look, talk to these REO meat wagon techs, see what's going on.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
That's impressive.
Yeah, just give me a call. Yeah, you have my number.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Anyway, and he pulls out this duffel bag from under his desk that is hot pink camo, just the blobby camo print. It has, you see duct tape holes, covering holes and such, and you can see there's a spiked baseball bat, a shotgun out of one side, and then just a variety of clothing, some random things, and he's just anyway, here's your stuff, or not your stuff, but here's your stuff. I'll go.
I appreciate it. He takes the bag and puts it down.
Yeah.
Hands over some eddies for bail, bail eddies, clearly.
Appreciate it. Yeah. He's all right, hold on a sec. And he clicks. Hey. I'm so bad at coming up with the names on the spot. Hey, Vera.
We went with Razor.
Oh, yeah. But
Vera.
will you get I'm not saying that name. That name's stupid. Will you get Penelope out? Her uncle's here to get her. All right, thanks.
Oh, did she try another call sign again? Try another handle? Is it just not working?
It's razor wind, razor back. It's something that's just
awful.
It's a mouthful. She's got sights. That's easy. That's quick. That's good. You got lots of eyes. It's a good brand. Mm-hmm. I think that's why she was going with the spiky razor baseball bat thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's just a bad name. It's not. No one's inspired by fear or razor wind.
No. It's one of those things that you're what? Maybe that's the play though. People are caught off guard, and it's huh? And then
makes her sound like a tryhard. That's
I'm not one to parent. There's a reason I have cats, but.
You're not wrong. She's my niece, and my sister would kill me if something happened to her. So here I am.
Yeah. Anyway, and you can just hear this line of expletives coming out, echoing from down the hall as you see Vera, just this very tired looking security guard, just looking off dejected, just kind of one hand on the back, just making your niece walk towards doors, just go, just please go, just please go. And she's fucking this and fuck that, and are you kidding me? Do shit. You can tell me.
Hi Vera, how's it going?
It's Monday.
Yeah, nobody likes a Monday. I feel you there. Nobody likes a Monday.
Yeah. I mean, I like Mondays more than I like Saturdays. Night City gets wild really? Saturdays.
That's fair. I guess in your line of work, Saturdays is probably not a fun day.
No, not at all. Anyway, please take her. As you can still hear just this constant line of just bitching.
Mm-hmm.
Don't touch my shit. Blah, blah.
He just picks up the bag. He's Penelope, say hi to Jerry.
Fuck you, Jerry. My name's not Penelope. I sent you a text with my new name.
We're going to discuss your new name. We're also going to get some food. When was the last time you ate?
They tried feeding me. I did not eat it. So yesterday?
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. And say hi to Jerry. His cat just had to have surgery.
Hi, Jerry. I hope Fluffy's okay. Big's razor wind. They're doing great. She's thank you. Someone respects me and my choices in this room. She just grabs tries to grab the bag. I don't know if you let it go, but she'll swing her arm in it she's going to grab it.
He'll pick her and the bag up and start walking out the door with the both of them.
What do you envision Penelope looking like? What is kind of her vibe and stature in comparison?
I feel like Penelope is like 5'4", like a little taller than Jerry, like well built, like clearly got like the gymnast, because we went with the spike baseball bats. So we have to go with the like proto Harley Quinn vibe, because that's what it sounds like it's happening right here.
Yeah, there you go.
But like just the very much like I'm rebelling and I am a rebel, but clearly just like you're not. Like she probably looks very mixed, because like, you know, I'm mixed now, but I like to have my relatives also be. So she probably looks like mixed, probably Blasian. I'm gonna go Blasian with this. I'm gonna go full Blasian, because that's a great mix. And just got that like firecracker attitude and all the attitude, but clearly none of the trading. Like you got picked up by NCPD and not gunned down. So like you don't have the rep or the trading.
Yeah. I feel like when you got, I don't even think you get like the normal, like you get one call anymore. I think Jerry just sent you a text with like the rap sheet essentially. And she got picked up this time, like trying to steal like booze from a liquor store. Like it wasn't even anything like wildly crazy. She scared the like little shop owner with her like shotgun, and that was what called the police.
Yeah. Like just overly ridiculous. And he puts her back down after they get outside and like is like, you have an umbrella. We need to get an umbrella. You shouldn't be in this we shouldn't be in this weather. You're gonna catch cold and possibly acid scorching.
Cool people don't use umbrellas. Do you know what makes you look less fucking cool? Walking around with an umbrella. You know what makes you look cool? Looks like you're bleeding because of the rain.
That doesn't make you look cool. I have to have Rex patch you up again. I will not be happy about it. So get an umbrella. If you get
she like digs in the like umbrella. She like digs in the bag to the umbrella that you've probably given her. It's very clearly never been opened. She's like, fine. What's for lunch? For dinner.
We'll pleasantly walk down the street to the diner up the street. Which, of course, probably gets, like, for the people who aren't regulars at the diner, because I feel this is the ritual. Like, pick her up from NCPD, go to diner.
Yeah.
Again, this whole regulars vibe, where the people who aren't regular members of the diner are like, what the?
Yeah. And I feel like, you know, just because diner, you know, we'll say it's just like that very typical kind of like anything you want kind of mix of food. You know, it's in the main area here by like so many different businesses and everything that they're like burgers, pizza, noodles. What do you want? We got it all. None of it's great, but we have everything, you know, that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
But we'll say
the pie is really good. But the pie has always got to be really good.
Pie is always really, really good.
You just
and
described
biscuits and
Cheesecake
gravy.
Factory. Sorry.
I didn't say overpriced.
Everything really is. But I guess at that point, does that make it the normal price?
It does. I meant Cheesecake Factory being overpriced.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so we'll say that the, you know, maybe a little family run place, you know, we got like, you know, different relatives and everything that all run it that are very much like you're probably also invited to their like potlucks. You know, it's like they're so used to you being there, you know, that whenever there's family functions or celebrations, you're also on the guest list.
I feel I've stopped a stick up or two just because being in the presence of standing up in the middle of a stick up stops a stick up at that point in time.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
you want to leave.
Like, never mind. Let me go to my name generator again so I don't try to come up with one myself. Maybelline. That's fun.
Yeah.
We'll say that here we've got Maybelline and Maria. We'll say that that's the couple that runs it. And then it's, you know, various aunts, uncles, kids, you know, relatives that all help. You know, they're like an older couple. So there's multiple generations all tied in with these two. And we'll say Maria's at the front when you come in. And she just kind of like smiles. You want your usual seat?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. And kind of like looks over. There are people sitting there. And so she just walks over and she's like, get up. Like fully like very went from that just, oh, hi, to get the fuck out. You know, like very dark. And they look over and they're like, oh yeah, okay. And they like pick up their plates and like move to the next table kind of thing. Like it's just a known thing. This is the only booth probably big enough for you is the thing, you know? Like it's a little
it got retrofitted just for me so I didn't have to sit on 2 chairs type situation. Yeah,
exactly. It was like one of those big bench seats, you know? And
get up.
Yeah, and a few people do leave. Like that group, they're like probably regulars enough that they like know of you, you know? They're like, oh, okay, cool, yeah. But then there's a few people that as you walk in, they get up and scoot out. Like, goodbye, we are out of this. And it was Razor Wind, right?
Yep,
yeah.
That's her ridiculous handle.
Yeah, Razor Wind just kind of like pushes past you and goes and sits down and kind of like digs through, puts the umbrella up all angrily, like digs in for her agent, sends like the like, oh, I'm out text to whoever. And then I think like maybe as part of the like taking on this new handle, she kind of like flips her hair and she's got like the side shave, like a razor shave that looks like a wind pattern, you know, like think like the little swirly avatar, like wind image. Yeah. And like pulls it over and is like, thanks for bailing me out.
Of course. Do you want your pie a la mode today or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Usual one a la mode, this time a la mode. I do want extra spicy on the noodles, please. That would appreciate that.
Can do. And she's like, okay, yeah, I can definitely do that. The noodles, you know, like gets like real scary again as she yells like back into the kitchen. And then like goes and starts making a thing. And yeah, Razorwind's just kind of like teen just sitting there.
So what happened?
We were gonna have a party to celebrate Plasma getting out of jail because, you know, there was that whole thing that happened. And anyway,
and you like Plasma again, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I haven't seen them in a while. So I, you know.
You've forgiven them.
Until they say something else stupid, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so Nix and I were like, oh, okay, let's get the booze. But then, hey, guess what? We didn't have any money. So we're like, fuck it. We promised we were going to get the booze and we're not getting in trouble again because last time Luna said we couldn't come to fucking get-togethers anymore if we didn't bring up our end of the deal like usual. So we went to Dirty Harry's liquor shop and you know, I think I've learned a lesson to not hit the same place twice because they were definitely a little more prepared this time.
Yeah, who was working the counter?
All these names suck. Meta.
And what happened last time you tried to rob Meta?
He shot me in the leg.
And what did you say the last time he shot you in the leg?
There's no way he could shoot me in the leg twice.
And did he shoot you in the leg twice?
He tried.
Well, that's good to hear. It's good to hear. You dodged this time.
Yeah. Because I was right. But there also happened to be a police cruiser outside.
And what don't you do?
Run down the cops, run away from the cops. Because I did, and then I had
You always run away. You don't shoot at the cops.
I thought you did both, because I did both, but then all of a sudden I had 5 cruisers after me.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just thinking I just need to get faster.
Before we discuss cybernetics, what do we do before we rob places?
Make sure there's no police nearby.
We case the joint. We case it efficiently. We get all our intelligence.
God, I knew I'd been there before, you know.
You have to do a once over every time, every single time.
All right, you're right.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna stop fucking with Meta. He
You
did
should.
say he was gonna get a bigger gun.
He will.
But he's got the good shit. Nobody has that like good synth tequila. You know, everyone's got that crap. That real food bullshit.
You could just go in there and ask him to put it on my tab rather than robbing him.
What's the fucking fun in that? I gotta prove myself. Do you know, Luna would fucking write me off if I just like had Uncle Sights buy shit for me.
Really? Would she?
I don't know. Probably not.
I've always taught you, be smarter. Don't be stupid. Don't think smarter, not harder. There's an easy solution. Take it.
Fine. I don't hate everything you're saying.
I've noticed.
That's the best you're gonna get.
I'm aware. Also,
Okay.
we need to work on your handle.
What the fuck's wrong with it? Then have the vibe. And she pulls like out a jacket that's like the same color as like the, you know, maybe she's got like a blue tip to her hair. Has the same thing. It says like razor on the back with that same wind pattern. That fucking branding.
I love you. You're my niece, but it makes you come across as a tryhard. You're not trying to be an iron sight. Not trying to be an animal. It makes you come across a little tryhardy.
What else am I supposed to do? Sights? Ugh, it's so on the nose.
Yeah. It also universally gets me into places. Also, people don't expect a 7-foot tall Borg to be named Sights.
What about I literally can't think of anything better than Razor Wind. Grenade blast. Grapple. I'll work on it.
We'll work on it.
Maybe.
We'll get there. You can
shoveling
come by the
pie in her
complex.
face.
Yeah, he's like, you can come by the complex, talk to some of the other old solos. I'm sure they might have some suggestions. Most
I want to
people
go to your
age,
retirement village.
okay. Most people your age do not have that girth of knowledge to pull from.
If I did, what if I did? Fuck, I can't think of anything. God damn it. And as she's like sitting there mumbling, trying to come up with like different things in between bites of pie, you get a alert on, or like a message on your agent. Do you have internal or is it like handheld?
No, I have an external agent. It's like instant. Like I'm like I take an external agent. I did not get an internal agent.
So you have the beep. You look down, and you see it is a building-wide email that is a reminder of the co-op board meeting happening in 15 minutes. You did not schedule a co-op board meeting in 15 minutes.
I did not schedule a co-op board meeting in 15 minutes.
For Pasquale and Rex, you get the same alert.
It's not from my address, though, I assume.
No, it's probably like info at Cannon Court, like whatever, just the general, like it's more like a calendar reminder, not like a, hi, everybody, this is Sight. See you there. Remember, sign up for what you're bringing,
I tend to personalize them, so it's super weird.
Yeah, this one's more of just like that general automated reminder. But there's not one that you've scheduled.
I look over to Mary. I'm like, I'm going to need an extra order of noodles to go.
Oh, okay. Extra hot is on those too spicy?
Yes, please. I'd really appreciate it. Yep.
Okay, can do. Spicy noodles! You like hear someone just as like gutturally yell back, like, it seems like it's just a thing.
I look down at my niece and I'm like, apparently there's a co-op board meeting that was automatedly sent, so I'm gonna have to go deal with that. You're welcome to come along if you want. Like I said, there's a lot of knowledge at the apartment complex, and they can probably help with naming.
Could I just sleep on your couch? Me
Yes,
and
sleep on my couch.
May are having a bit of a moment.
Okay, you can sleep on my couch.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
I will like send a biometrics update to let her in and out, but also make sure it's set to log when she goes in and out.
I love it. Yeah.
So it sends me a text to my agent. So just in case she gets froggy, does something silly, I'll know.
Love it. Alrighty. So yeah, she'll however you transport back and forth, if you've got a vehicle or just, do you ride the bus? Like, what is your
No, I probably get a cab at this point in time.
All right. Yeah. You can order an XL cab.
An XL regular cab, not a Teleman or anything crazy. Yeah.
All right. And make your way back. Let's go back to Rex. What maybe in the last hour or so have you been doing, and what do you think when you see this, like, oh, fuck, there's a meeting? Alert.
The last hour, I've just been like on my agent, just like scanning through not talk. Just watching videos about like some surgeries and like accidents and like top 10 shootouts and how the medics didn't or did help them person out. It's been a wild ride online. But yeah, I get the message from my agent. Oh fuck, another meeting. No, not this crap. What happened now? Is there any more information on the message?
No, that's just it. Yeah, just meeting, and then the room number, which is just the same, like maybe a little boardroom meeting room that it's always in.
Yeah, but it's weird though, right? Because like that, I don't remember that meeting being scheduled. It's like, what?
Usually, you probably get like multi alerts leading up, and then probably some like very personalized emails from sites on what to expect from said meeting.
Oh, fuck. Maybe I can I don't know, redo my inventory again. It's got to be some kind of way I can skip out of this thing. It's ridiculous.
As you're kind of thinking this through, we'll say, another resident of the building. Let's call them. All of these names suck. Biff, isn't that from Back to the Future?
Biff. It is Back to the Future.
We'll go with it. We'll say it's like Biff. Biff the Solo, and they're very much like in the retro vibes, like they're definitely probably like super superposing. But he's like walking back, kind of like you see him like hefting on a bag with like some of his gear sticking out of it, like tightening down the cuffs of his like armored jacket. Looks like he's like ready to go do something. He's like, "Hey Doc, how you doing?" Like,
"Hey Biff, what's going on?"
What do you got going on?
Got a job?
Yeah. Just the usual. Just go protect some corporate fuck. But hey, they pay the best.
You quit that shit. You're always doing that stupid shit. It's a waste of time.
I can do one job in the time everyone else does 7.
Yeah.
I'm selling my soul a little bit, but I'm making good money.
But it's not just about money, it's about like, quality of life. I've seen your medical record. I mean, I've seen, yeah. Speaking of that, I've seen your medical record. When's the last time you had a checkup? Because the last time I've seen you, your blood pressure's high, your oil's low. Sorry.
Yeah, you just hear the squeak of like a poorly oiled machine in his arm.
We changed your batteries in months.
Look, man. Needles and doctors and appointments. It just makes it's a little ick, like I don't want to worry about it.
Are you drinking? Are you hydrating, Biff?
Glass of water every day.
Good for you.
Yeah. Look, I listen to you. Sometimes.
You get this
Anyway.
message?
Huh?
You see this message? The co-op meeting.
Sure. And then next month, we've already had one this month.
You didn't see the message. Okay.
No?
It's
You
weird.
see him like scroll through? No. Oh, shit. Damn. There was a shootout earlier. Interesting. Just like clearly didn't even notice everything going on. No, fuck him. All right. Good luck with whatever that is. I'm gonna go. And you see I'm like just stumble on out. Which maybe about this time we see Pasquale kind of pulling back up to the apartment complex. What have you been up to, or what is your thought as you get this alert? Oh, you're muted.
I see the alert pop on my phone, and I think to myself, well, I didn't get anything for this month's meeting, having completely forgotten we've just had one recently. Time is soup to Pasquale, and goes, well, I suppose I'll stop by and grab a pack of donuts for the meeting. Everybody will like them. Donuts are nice. And I'll just like do it, be fashionably 2-3 minutes late with like two boxes of dozen good donuts that are just nice and warm and delicious. And then I put them on the dash of my car in an effort to kind of keep them warm, and would then pull in, fumbling quite a bit, but grabbing those boxes of donuts and saying my pleasantries to what I assume are automated turrets at the front door, who I've named both of them Roger and Steve. Hello, Roger. Hello, Steven.
You see like both of them do like little nods, kind of like they're like waving or something.
And I will flub with the door and slide it open.
Awesome. You slide it open, and then what is Sights' game plan as like getting there? You got any stops, or you heading straight to the room?
He'll head straight to the room and be very interested in why somebody called the meeting. Like, he does have a sidearm that he carries with him everywhere, and like not going to go get an AK for a co-op board meeting. That seems a little ridiculous.
A little much.
But,
yeah. We'll say you get there first, as probably Rex is trying to come up with some reason to not go, and Pasquale's getting donuts. And does Rex see the donuts and then forget why he's not going? Is that what happens? Is he like, those donuts at the meeting? I'm gonna follow him.
I pass by Rex's office space. Rex, I've got fresh donuts, buddy. And I'll keep walking down the door past the hallway.
Oh yeah, my stomach's rumbling like, damn it, I'm hungry.
But you get there first, Sights, and the room is dark currently. Like, it doesn't look like anyone else is there. Not an odd occurrence. You're usually the first here. But you flick on the light, kind of take your spot, maybe start to do some.
I did not call this meeting. I do not flick on the light. I simply switch to infrared vision and walk around the room in utter darkness.
There you go.
And fall back into some old habits that might be how I got this way. So like, I'm like, this is suspicious. Time to be extra suspicious.
Yeah. So, then you walk in. You've got your vision. You're kind of looking around. It looks empty. There's all the seats, everything as you would have left it. Nothing really, say there's just a general table in the middle that everyone kind of sits around. It's empty. And you're kind of looking around.
I do look up, because that is the most important thing you can do as a former what I am. So I do look up. I'm like, Is anybody on the ceiling? Because that's always where we used to strike from.
Yeah. You look up. And as you do, the lights flick on, and it's a little like jarring for a second with your, you've turned your night vision, your infrared, as you're like, whoa, change.
That's what anti-dazzle is for.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a cybernetic for that. I'm like, oh, light change. Okay.
Like, they're happening. And then just a moment later, because no one seems to be at the front door, or like no one's at the door. No one's turned on this light physically. But like just almost a split second later, the door opens with Pasquale with a couple boxes of donuts and then Rex with a grumbling tummy following behind momentarily.
At this point in time, is there a screen in this room? Do we have like a projection screen?
Yes.
I just turn toward it and wait because this feels like someone's about to come and tell me things on a projection screen. And given my background, I'm like, well, this is about to happen.
All right, so Rex, I got one full box of hot glazed donuts. I know they're your favorite, but I also decided to spice it up a little bit, and I got us some designer donuts. So I think some of them have like bacon on them, and I don't know what else that between you and me, I'm not sure it's actually bacon. I feel like they might have just zap fried a chicken and put like bacon dust on there, but I'm willing to give it a shot if you are. And we set the boxes down.
Okay, I see what you're doing. Okay, I'll take half a dozen of a mix for one medical checkup and some pain meds.
Okay, well, my ankle is hurting, and you know me so well. It just, maybe a little check-in every now and again. But really, the donuts was just because it's this meeting here, and I didn't prep anything. It slipped my mind. I didn't realize we had a meeting today, and I'll sit in the chair.
Yeah, Sipes, what the fuck is going on?
I don't know, but I think we're about to find out. Like he's kind of like, even though he has multiple optics, you can tell his focus is on like the projector in front of us, just waiting. Like this is something out of a playbook that he might have seen before. Like,
yeah, you almost like on cue, as she says that and looks. The screen clicks on, and you see. I really didn't come up with any freaking names ahead of times. Ajax. But Ajax, you all know of. They are one of, if not the only net runner for this building that you know of. Like there are other people that probably contract and work, but this is the one that like lives in the building, keeps an eye on everything, is making sure you all aren't getting killed. Ajax, though, you've never actually seen them physically. They are very much like live in their like little domicile. They are constantly keeping an eye on everything in the net. And even when you do see them on screen, it is like a VTuber kind of thing. Maybe they even like stream, like do like VTubing things. You never see them as a person, just this kind of image, which is just like a very like no nonsense plain kind of like non-binary form, maybe like a mid-length like kind of brown hair on the image within some like really neon green eyes, and like that's about it. You see just like neck up, and that's all you know of them. And you see them pop up on the screen. It looks like they're like eating something, It's very animated. It's very clearly showing what they are doing. It's just not them.
It's an overlay for sure.
Yeah, really basically. Nice, and they're just like, you're fucking smart, Sites. I love it. Like I can't even. I thought I could get you with the lights thing, but then I remembered your eyes.
Mm-hmm. I have lots of them. That's how I got my name.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Get it. Anyway, hey, thanks for showing up. Good. Having some noodles. Just like eating.
We'll also eat some noodles and be like, oh.
Great minds think alike. Hey, so guys, I bet you're wondering why I've called you all here today to have a meeting. There's not a meeting.
I know I didn't call a meeting.
You're right. But I figured if I called a meeting, you would definitely show up because you'd be like, whoa, what the fuck? I didn't call a meeting. And I really need to talk to you guys. Honestly, I sent it to like 12 people. Y'all are the only ones that didn't immediately delete it. So
That's a lot of that.
yeah. I'm in a bit of a pickle, and I would really love some help with someone that's like you guys.
Like in the physical space from the sound of things.
Yeah. You know, like I do a lot of work to keep this place safe that unfortunately when it comes to like my personal things, I don't really get to get out and do the dirty work myself. So
are we picking up your girlfriend and bringing her back here, your boyfriend, your significant other, your input, your output? Is it Choom that needs help? What's going on?
My sister may have been kidnapped.
That is fair. That is
Yeah. I was trying to bring it in here light and everything. So May all right, they do what I do, you know, super badass net runner, really in it. It's family business. It's great. It's not really, it's just us. We didn't have any other family, but you know, we were in it and work in different pretty high quality places. I might say so myself. I mean, this place is great. But they've got a gig at like, I don't know, some mega building thing somewhere, like running security. But we talk like constantly, you know, like constantly, you know, we're one of those people that've got like the I am of like talking shit about what all we see on the cameras. I mean, important security things we can help each other with, and definitely not anything else. But I haven't heard from her in like 3 fucking days. And then I get this random alert and it'll like pop up on the screen and it's just like this hodgepodge mess of like what you would assume like thieves' cant is, you know, that just like, it's a lot of words that aren't really saying anything. He's like, this came from her address. And so like, we've come up with like this way to like code shit within messages that seem like nothing. And it is a straight SOS. They don't fully know exactly where they are or exactly who nabbed them, but they've been nabbed and are stuck somewhere.
That is not a lot of information.
No, it's really not. So
you have the building they worked at.
Oh yeah. Pull up an image. Ascension Towers pops up on the thing because I can't be bothered to world build 2 different places. Everyone go to High Shelf Collective and watch some Ascension Cyberpunk games. Ascension Tower, which is this giant mega building. And like, yeah, so they work security there. And in the messages, it said that like some sort of corpo was pissed or something. And there's a fuck ton of people that work there that are like, or live there that work in other places, you know? And kind of like pull up a general list of like corporate companies in there. And it is like extensive, like even like the little startup kind of things. And it's like, but I did find this and like pulls up and there is essentially, it looks like they have like hacked into their sister's like system or whatever. And they seem to be much more social than Ajax is. And you can see that they had 2 different meetings on the last day that they were seen, that Ajax had at least like heard from her. And one of them is with the head of security at the building itself. And then one is with a undisclosed, like it's like a NA kind of thing, but has a location of the area at the time in the meeting.
Okay. You do handle all of our net running security at a very reasonable pace and price. I don't have a problem looking into this. It seems like a matter of family. I will, like, he pulls out his agent and just starts typing in it. And like Ajax gets a forwarded like amount of information that like he wants. And it's very clear, like especially to the other vet, that like this is somebody now going into an operation stance. Like somebody who's planned an op before is now starting to like do the baseline of compiling an op. Is like, these are the pieces of information. It's basically just a laundry list of things he'll want. Some of them seem really like not anything you would normally want, but it's very much like, okay, sure. Like if you're not somebody who's familiar with information gathering, it doesn't stand out as anything out of the ordinary. I will send you a list between now and the next time we play, so you can have be an NPC noob. Like, but rattling on for 15 minutes in the middle of a stream seems like an awful idea.
Yeah, I mean, y'all seem down for it. I'm not going to ask for charity. I've been squirreling away a lot of money, so I can't pay you. Sorry. Please go on, Rex. I just don't want y'all to think I'm asking for a lot for nothing.
Think about it, donut. Where'd you get these donuts from again?
I got them from Toasted Dough.
Tostitos. I remember that place. Maybe after this, I'll probably stop by there if I get some free time, pick up another box for myself. These are pretty good. I don't know about all this, but these donuts are hidden.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Ajax, as I pop off like a tear from the one of the donuts. I understand wanting to take care of one of our own, and I'll be more than happy to go look for your sister. But you keep our agreement between you and me square, yeah? You'll clean my internet history just in case, right?
Oh, fucking absolutely, man. Literally, I'm going to tell you something. I don't want you to freak out. I do have a alert from your medical scanner and stuff, so that when you do flatline, I will immediately clear that history for you.
Thank you. That's all I could ever ask of you, Ajax. Just don't let them know what I get up to in my free time.
Gotcha.
And your little Mrs. name was what?
Oh yeah, actually, I have these names. Where is it? My notes on their names. I guess we're gonna go back to name generator and I'll just write it down. We're gonna say that her name is. Yeah, some of these are bad. Lynk. That's fun. Lynk. Because she's missing. Anyway.
Cute. Also dangerous to go alone. Take this.
Hey, listen.
No worries. Well, we'll ask around at Ascension Towers and see if we can't find out what Link's been up to.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'd love to go, but then if any of you'll die in this building, I'm also dead. So, and that doesn't help her at all.
Two things. One, are you drinking water? You sound dehydrated. Two, if these two boneheads are going, I might as well go too. Someone's got to patch them up once they're full of bullets.
Thanks. One, Mountain Dew. Basically the same thing, right? Also, I'll definitely have some donuts here when you get back.
Third, why are there bullet holes in the front of the building?
Ooh.
Oh, I was going to write up an incident report for you, and then plays the video of everything that happened at that. Oh crap! What was her name?
Kira.
Kira did send a message saying that she would definitely be open to chatting with you on reimbursing the company for the bullets, but also, I don't know if you can tell, her leg is smashed and she does need some cybernetics. So she's currently napping in a morphing stupor. So when she wakes up,
I'm sure I'll have a nice, pleasant conversation with her before we leave.
Yeah.
Pascal, how long do you need before Wheels Up?
I stay ready, Sights. You know that. Let me grab this box of donuts and we can hit the road, man.
Make it 20. I assume you can get your gear together in 20, Rex?
Yeah. Always ready.
So double check your motors. We're wheels up in 20 to Ascension. And I think that's a great place to.
Yeah, that's perfect. Ajax just kind of gives like thumbs up, like chewing a mouthful of noodles, and then it cuts out. And yeah, that is where we will call it. So we can have I can answer all of Sites' questions, and we will start the next one with some info gathering, some mystery solving, maybe some assaults, maybe some extracting. We'll see what happens.